We are following that breaking news of a collision of an American Airlines passenger flight with a military helicopter in Washington, D.C. The collision happened just before 9 p.m. last night. No one is believed to have survived this crash. So 64 people on board the plane, 3 soldiers on board that military aircraft. And now there is a recovery effort underway there in the Potomac River trying to retrieve those bodies and parts of the aircraft. And I want to bring in Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser for more. Mayor Bowser, I know it's a busy time, so thank you for coming on. Can you just give us the latest on these search and recovery efforts?
Well, we briefed the press a little bit earlier today, where we had federal, local officials, D.C. Fire and EMS leading the search and rescue effort. Our fire chief reported that we were switching to a recovery effort and transferring leadership to the National Transportation Safety Board. He confirmed that we have recovered 28 people, and that we continue and will be in the water until we recover everyone.
Mayor, the big thing that seemed to stick out from that presser you just referred to is officials saying that the plane here and the military helicopter are both on a standard flight path. So can you tell us any more about how this happened?
I really can't say that. I do know that it's very obvious and clear that the airplane was approaching the runway in the way that all pilots approach the runway, very close to landing. I know the Secretary of Transportation reported that the military helicopter was on a standard mission. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but we do know that an independent body, the National Transportation Safety Board, is on scene. I met the chairwoman this morning. They have space nearby where they will be able to begin their investigation. I also expect that they will take over briefings to the press about the investigation, about the cause, but also final information for families.
And Mayor, as you're talking, we also can see a live shot of the Potomac River in Washington, D.C., where that recovery effort is underway. How challenging is it given how cold the water is?
Well, I think our first responders performed heroically, as always. Fire and EMS called on support from all around the region. So we had counties and state officials from Virginia supporting us, as well as the Coast Guard, our D.C. National Guard, and everybody that we've called on, including law enforcement, our law enforcement, federal law enforcement, are on the scene. I think that probably the most challenging part was this happened in the dark of night, and over the river it's very, very dark and very, very cold. And even with those conditions, I think that once we got the 911 got the signal from the tower, we had probably a boat on scene to confirm that it was indeed a plane down within minutes. So I'm very proud of our first responders who ran towards danger, got in dangerous waters, and are really working hard to support those passengers and the military personnel on that helicopter.
And Mayor, I know you are coming to us from Reagan National Airport. Some of the victims' families gathered at the airport overnight. What are you hearing from them, and what more can you tell us about the people involved here?
Well, I've met with the CEO at American Airlines. His team was on the ground almost immediately. He was here sometime in the middle of the night, and they are talking directly to their families. They put out information about a 1-800 number to contact, and I would urge families who are impacted to call that 1-800 number so that they can talk directly to airline officials. Later, the NTSB. Later, they will be making referrals to us and our medical examiner.
Mayor, do you know why it took 10 minutes to get into the water?
From the time of collision, I don't know exactly how long it took to get into the water, but I think that we had a standard response time.
Any message now to those who are looking at this and are afraid to fly, Mayor?
Well, I think the clearest message came from our airports director, who has been in constant contact with the FAA, and the Secretary of Transportation was here. They have indicated no reason not to resume operations here at Reagan National. The recovery efforts will not be interrupted in any way. The main recovery field is a little bit closer to the Bowling Air Force side, and those recovery efforts are going to continue. But I think the very strong message to the flying public is that our officials at FAA and here at the airport have indicated no reason to stop air travel.
All right, Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, we appreciate your time today, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you.